Hi there. I humbly welcome you to my YouTube channel once again. It has been a long time, and I thank God for your life. This is my first video for the semester, and my first video on academic writing, to which is UGRC210. So, it's my prayer that the good Lord will continue to help us to understand this concept and guide us through the semester. So I am so excited to delve into today's teaching session, which is writing skills or making notes from a test. Making notes from a test. So that is what we are coming to do today. So kindly grab your notebook and get ready to explore some fascinating insight together. Okay, so let us delve more into today's topic. If you don't understand anything, you can actually email me, or if you have my number too, you can text me. Yeah, I'll try and make time to explain certain things to you. But please, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, if you haven't done so, kindly do well to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share it with your friends. I'll be coming with more videos that will guide you through your academic pursuit. Okay, so do well to like and share with your friends. So today, as I said, I we are coming to what delve more into what notes making, or how to make a note from a test. I think this topic is not really difficult, but if you really understand it well, it will guide you and it will help you throughout your years in the university. Wherever that you find yourself, you won't really struggle. Yeah, and I will let you know why it is important to make notes, and how you can actually what how you can take notes and how you can what make notes. So these things are what very very important as far as um academic writing is concerned. It is very very important. So get ready, as I said, and let us learn something. So now let's differentiate between making a note and what taking a note. So when we say someone is taking a note, what does it mean? The person is taking a note. So the note, that as I've already said, there are differences between the two words. Taking a note and making a note is not the same. So now let's look at these things. So taking a note, it means that capturing information quickly, especially in a lecture situation. Okay, so when you say someone is taking a note, it means that he is capturing information quickly. Quickly, it could be in a lecture hall, in a conference hall, wherever you find yourself. Taking a note is very very crucial, especially if you're a secretary, or you need it for reference. Those of us who normally attend meetings, if you're a leader, or you normally represent your constituents on certain issues, these things are not new. If anytime I go for meetings, either club meetings, youth meetings, and whatever, I make sure I pen everything down. I write everything, and I jot some important notes down. Especially if it has to do with financial issues, you have to jot all the figures down, because if you don't do that, it will affect you. So taking note is very very important in everything that we do. We Even if you're a businesswoman, it is very very important to take notes. That we call it stock taking. So you have to take stocks. If you buy Milo's bread and whatever that you buy, you must know the quantum of what the goods that you have. Okay, you must know the products that you have. Okay, I have 2 sugar, I have one Milo, I have 3 pencils, I have this, I have that, I have that. At the end of the day, if you don't have time to even do regular checks, at the end of the week you go and take notes again. If Especially if you have given the business to someone to manage for you, it is always advisable to what do either weekly or daily evaluation to see how the business is going. If the person is really managing, if you take notes at the end of the day, okay, I left 20 stocks in the store for the person. At the end of my calculations, I've realized that the person has 16 stocks. Okay, so the remaining one am I having the same money that I invested, or the money that I'm expecting to have at the end of the day? So these things are going to help you grow your business. So taking notes are very, very important. But this is not where the focus is. The concentration is on the other topic, which is making notes. In academic writing, we are more interested in a student development. What develop you as a student. Taking notes, you can just jot all the salient points down, and that's all. But making notes, there are processes that you need to follow. So when you say someone is making notes, what is the process? What is even making notes? When someone says you are making notes, what does it mean? So now we are coming to delve more into this concept, and at the end of the day, you will be able to differentiate between the two. So when you say someone is making notes, it happens during reading. When we extract information from a text. So making notes normally happens during reading. Okay, it happens during reading. When we extract information from a text and try to make sense of it through reviewing, connecting, synthesizing the ideas. So now I'm coming to explain to you what it means. Okay, so when you say someone is making notes, there's a process, and the definition has already captured that, which you have to pay more attention to. So when you are making notes, it goes through series of processes, and these are the processes that I'm talking about. So first is when especially when you are reading. It happens whenever you are reading, or you try to extract information from something. You are reading a newspaper, and you want to incorporate it into your ideas, or you want to really organize the information and put it on paper. It is very, very important. That is what we call note making, and you're coming to write something, make something. That is what your lecturer, at the end of the day, whenever you are taking notes, when they teach you and you take notes, you have to reframe the ideas to make it a unique one, and that is what we call making notes. So there are differences. Okay, if a lecturer, anytime I'm in a lecture hall and a lecturer is lecturing, I jot the salient points. But if you ask me to explain it, I have a way of explaining. So me extracting that information from whatever the lecturer taught me is what we call note making. So pay attention to it. So now, as I said, through reviewing. When you talk of reviewing, when you say someone is reviewing something, it means what? It means evaluating or assessing something. Okay, it could be a document, it could be a project or whatever. Reviewing is whenever you try to evaluate or assess something. So whatever the lecturer has taught you, you try to re-evaluate it or assess whatever the lecturer taught you. Maybe you have something you need to add up, or even if you have a class with your colleagues. If you have a class with your colleagues, that's how at the end of the day, or a face-to-face, or let me take it this way. If you have a discussion with your colleagues on a specific topic, at the end of the day, they will put up their ideas. They will all come up with their ideas. So when you get to the examination hall, that's where you reorganize or you reframe those ideas they brought together and make it your own, and that is what we call making notes. So it is when you so as I said, as I've already said, you review it. Whatever they taught you, whatever you learned there, you review it, you re-evaluate it, or you you assess it. So that is reviewing. And when you say connecting, connection is very, very important whenever you are making up notes, or you are making note. connection is very, very important. You must ensure that there's connection. Whatever that you are talking about, it follows the pattern, it follows that format, that framework. You must what? Follow it. Do you get it? So you can't come and talk about let's say like corruption in Africa and be beating up around the bush, or like bring different ideas that has no connection with whatever that you are talking about. There should be what? A connection. If you are writing something, there should what? Be a connection. That is what? One of the qualities of what? Academic writing. There should be a connection. Whatever that you are talking about, you should what? Connect it or link it. Okay? You must what? Link it. You must link it. You must link it with what? The ideas you are bringing out. There should be a connection. If you are talking, I think these things have already taken you through all of them. Some of them in academic writing and critical thinking have taken you through some of these things. So you must what? You must link them, and they must talk about. In academic writing, I taught you about paragraph unity. There must be what? A connection. There must be what? A connection. And then another one is also what? Synthesizing the ideas. So when you talk of what? You synthesizing the ideas, it means when you combine or integrate, unify, try to what? Make it uniform. Or you merge the ideas, that is what we call what? Synthesizing what? The ideas, just to what? Make it what? Unique. So it goes through a series of process, and the process is what I've already taken you through. Now let's okay, so let's so as I already said, now let's look at our next topic. Which is why do we take notes? The context of what? Note taking. Why do we take notes? So in the slide says that some of the situations or contexts in which we are likely to take notes are as follows. First of all, so now let's look at this thing. Okay, so now let's look at this. So I've already given you. So when do we what? Take notes? So we normally take notes in what? Lecture halls. Okay, because whatever the lecturer teaches you, he will examine you based on that. So that's why you should what? Take notes. That's why you should what? Take notes, because he will examine you based on whatever that he has taught you. Secondly, in seminars, okay, anytime you attend a seminar, they mostly teach you new ideas. The reasons why they organize seminars is what? To what? Add more to whatever that you know. If you're a businessman or whatever, they bring people. People with what? Special knowledge. Okay, professionals to come and teach you or guide you through some of the things you do at your work, or some of the things that can improve your career. So it is very, very important. Seminars, you attend it once a while, unless maybe your work is more related to that. But if it is not like that, sometimes I attend at least a year. I attend like 2 seminars or 3 seminars. So you can't be attending seminars back and forth like that. Unless if you have something doing, I don't think time will even permit you. So if you get an opportunity to attend a seminar, you must take notes. And then conferences too is the same, and then field work, especially when you are doing a field work, you are involved in a survey, a field work where you are to gather a first-hand information, especially if you are doing this field survey. That's where you gather first information, okay? Or you to do interviews. Whatever the people tell you, you must write them down. So you must take note of it. If they ask you to examine, if you ask the people about the political situation in West Africa, whatever they tell you, you must jot them down. That's what will make you a good listener or a good journalist or whatever. So you must jot them down. And then reading textbooks too. If you are reading textbooks too, you must jot them down. This afternoon I was reading a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's an interesting book, and I think each and every one of you must read the book, especially if you want to become an entrepreneur. You must read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it will change your mindset, how you intend making money. Most of us think, yes, getting good education is the only way we can become successful. Education open opportunities for us to become successful, but education is not all. After getting the training, there are certain things you must do to become successful. After the education, what next? If there's no job, what next? And that is the challenges that most countries are facing. So you must develop that mentality, and I think it is good you get that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you go to the internet and even search, if you need a copy too, you can DM me. I'll send you the soft copy. I have the hard copy here, but if you need a soft copy, you can DM me, or you can go to www.pdfdrive.com to download it. And it's a very nice book. I think it's not really many, just some few pages, around 140 to 300 pages. You in your leisure time, you can read them, and it will guide you, especially those of you who want to become entrepreneurs or who want to make your own money. You can read that book and it will guide you. So let's continue. Now, as I said, the focus is on note making. So now let's continue with it. Why note making? So why do we make notes? Why do we make notes? So it is vital. It is a vital stage in the writing process. Note making is It's a vital stage in the writing process. It helps you to understand and synthesize your material for the purposes of essay writing. So it helps you to blend or merge your ideas, combine your ideas, put them together for the purpose of essay writing. And then secondly, it serves as an extension to our memory. When you say it serves as an extension, it means that it helps us to remember ideas and facts later. One strategy that I use in the university, not even in university, in SHS, that really helped me is note making. I really like note making. Even if you give me the book, I have to make a note of. I just have to make my own note. That is what I can say, because if I read it, when I'm reading, sometimes if I read it like that without jotting some things down, I find it difficult to memorize it. So if beginning of the semester, mostly I do it during vacation period. Whilst we are on vacation, I'll start preparing my notes. So I'll go through my lecture notes, and then I'll write. Whenever I'm reading the slides, and I will jot the salient points down. Okay, when you take a point like sociological imagination, I explain it. Maybe I give you some factors that or the areas under it, the points under it. I jot all of them down. So already, even if I write the notes today and you decide to examine me tomorrow, I don't care about that. Okay. Even and even a day before exams, I have to write notes again. No matter whatever note that I've prepared or what, I'll just leave it down and I'll prepare different notes again. So I'll go back and rewrite the points again. So if I sit in examination hall and you drop a question on that one, I tell you, trust me, I will write for you. Without even thinking twice. So that's one of the strategies I've been using throughout my academic stay in the university. So I don't know, you can also try the same thing. So making notes, it helps ideas stick in your mind. Okay, it helps you to keep ideas, even complex ideas, in your mind. Whilst you write and you read, it makes it easy to keep it. So that is why you should make notes. And then let's look at the benefits of note making. So one of the benefits is that note making it helps us to record information accurately. If you right now, if I ask two people to come in front of me, I asked one to come with a note or maybe a presentation on a piece of paper, and one without a piece of paper. Which of them do you think he will deliver? The one with a piece of paper, because he will be able to organize his information very well, even if he has not even been able to write things well. At least at the end of the day, he knows the steps that he is to follow. Okay, he knows the steps that he is to follow. But if you stand up, just imagine you going to work without you having any notice, and your boss asks you to come and stand and give a lecture. You see, you'll be fumbling, you will struggle, because you have not really prepared. There are some things that you need to do. Because you didn't inform you will struggle to give that presentation, or you struggle to perform well. But someone that they've informed already, has been able to put his ideas together, the person will deliver. So in making notes or putting ideas together, it helps you to record information accurately. Or even if they ask you to come and give some quotations or cite someone's idea without writing it, you may find it difficult, even though you may communicate it in different way, but you may not be able to get it accurately. Example is the recent State of the Nation address. If I ask you to say or tell me some of the things that the Bank of Ghana, the governor came to say, or the finance minister came to say, you may find it difficult. But if you write it on paper and I ask you, you'll be able to quote the exact information for me. So that is one of the importance. And also it helps you to restructure or reorganize or organize your information. I've already said that you can organize it very well. Okay, from point 1 I'm going to point 2, or from step 1 I'm going to step 2. If you are writing if it is an essay and you put it on paper, in essay writing or in developing paragraphs, I've already told you that there is a way that we go about. So you must first give a topic sentence. Okay, you must have your topic sentence. After your topic sentence, you must have a major supporting sentence, a minor supporting sentence, and then your concluding sentence. That is a paragraph. So in a paragraph, you'll be able to come up with follow the due process in constructing your paragraph. After doing that, you know that, okay, I'm done with one developmental paragraph, so I'm going to another developmental paragraph, and that one too, I can't talk about the same idea. I must talk about the different paragraph, must talk about different idea. That's what we call how do you call it? The paragraph development. Okay, so when you take one paragraph, you must ensure there's unity, coherence, completeness. So when you talk of the unity, means that all the paragraph must talk about one thing. So whatever that you are discussing in that paragraph, if you are talking about weed or cigarette smoking, everything about cigarette smoking should be in that paragraph. Okay. According to Ghana Health Service, 2,000 people die from cigarette smoking every year. This the cigarette smoking has caused a lot of. So you see, you try to bring ideas together, you quote, you bring ideas, examples, someone who died from cigarette, and at the end of the day you conclude by giving a suggestion. You can say, okay, based on these suggestions, I can say cigarette smoking is not good for us, your health. Okay, based on the information you have provided, then you make a conclusion or give an advice. That is it. So it helps you to restructure or organize your information. And another way, another benefit of what note taking is what is to understand and interpret your information. So if the information is on paper, you can interpret it. If you write your notes, sometimes I may find it difficult. If you give me your note to interpret things in it for you, I may not be able to do that, because some people something and they write STH. Okay, so I know that abbreviation stands for something, but someone a different person may not be able to see it that way, so he may not be able to interpret it. So if you write it, and sometimes how you even write it, you may not be able to, especially even the doctors, how they write things, they know how to interpret it. So when you put things together, you know how to interpret it. Sometimes me, when I was once a team leader, and if I'm going to give or I'm going to have a roll call or whatever, either a lecture or whatever, what I normally do is mostly I just jot the point. So first of all, maybe I will just jot lateness. I will jot maybe target, execution. I will jot maybe motivation things. I'll bring on board to motivate them. So when I come, I know that these are the 3 points I'll be talking about. So first of all, I talk about lateness, how people normally come to work late. After that, I know that I've already be able to restructure the information, the whole idea, and it's easy to communicate it, because you know whatever you are going to talk about. I know I'm going to discuss 3 things, so I won't struggle for ideas. So it is always good to put your ideas, even if you won't write it, you must have it in your mind. Most people normally have lectures, not even lectures, like meetings on plan, and at the end of the day, they struggle to get ideas. Some pastors go to church without even preparing, and they go there, and one scripture they can read like the whole chapter, and Moses said this, then the preacher will read and go to all traditional societies. This is how normally happens. You know, the Bible, sometimes when you read it, the ideas, it can be in the same chapter, but it may be talking about different events. Okay, it may be talking about different events. So, but because you've not really prepared, the person will just go. And sometimes when I sit down and I listen to some of them, I say, oh no. And the person will read it, the reader will read, and the person will say the same thing back. No, the person is preaching. No, that is it. We spend like 2 hours in preaching. But if you take your time to read, and even if you don't understand something, you ask God. Okay, the same thing if you are going to write exams or anything, or going to give any lecture, or they've invited you as a guest speaker to come and maybe talk about some topic. You know, at the end of the day, when you prepare, you know that this thing, I may find it difficult to explain it, so you delve more into the topic, get more ideas, and I've already taught you how to gather information. After getting the ideas in your mind, you must how to gather information by going to the internet, by asking people, there are lots. There are so many ways. Reading some books, you gather more information, and it will make it easy for you. And then another way is to condense the information. So after you getting it, you put them together. And then the last one is to learn more quickly. As I told you, if I put the information down on the paper and I'm reading it, I find it. If I even glance through it, that's it. If I can decide not to read it again, if you ask me, I'll be able to tell you whatever I wrote. So now let's look at the characteristics of good information. So information are organized into key ideas and supporting ideas. Okay, so every good information, they are really organized. Okay, as I told you, every paragraph, when you are developing a paragraph, you must have your topic sentence, a supporting sentence, minor supporting sentences, and then your concluding sentences. It should be organized. You don't go and talk about I mean, go and talk about different things, anything that comes into your mind, and you write, and without a focus. If you do that, you'll be facing the what we call writer's block. Okay, so you must organize the information, and also you use bullets. They use bullet points. Okay, so some keywords when you take let's take like the paragraph. Okay, when you take a paragraph, you know that okay, we have or maybe an essay. You have introduction. So under the introduction, I must begin with either a quote or a background information. So the background information, it could be definition, it could be quote, it could be so many things. After giving the background information, then you must introduce your thesis statement, and then after you introduce your thesis statement, you are done with your introduction. Okay, you get it. You are and then you can, and then another one is you also you begin with the ideas, and you introduce your controlling idea. So then after that, you talk about the developmental paragraph. Okay, I'm coming to talk about 5 causes of teenage pregnancy. So after introducing that idea, then the 5 causes, each and every reader knows that you're coming to talk about 5 things. So if they are reading things from whatever that they know that you're talking about 5 causes of teenage pregnancy. So it becomes so easy for you. So just like that. And then use visual techniques. Okay, visual techniques by highlighting, graphics, visuals. You can even be using these. You can be sketching. Okay, that is one of the methods you can use. Okay, you can do that. A raw sketch. Okay, from this process I'm coming to this, from here I'm coming here. That is just like that. So you do that. You can also use abbreviations and symbols, and then you can also include examples. So that is the features or characteristics of a good note making or good notes. So now let's talk about, I think this is, if not last, to be the last but 1 point. So now let's look at these 3 steps. So the steps, making notes from a text. These are the steps you should follow. So we have preview, we have reading and making important items, and then the third one is writing down the key ideas through summarizing and paraphrasing. So now we are coming to delve more into them. So making notes from a text. So first of all, you must preview it. So when you say you should preview it, the first preview the chapter, the article that you want to read or study by taking note of reading the following. So the chapter or the article. So it tells you the chapter, and then the article tells you what the piece is about. Okay, so when you read the chapter or the article, it tells you what the piece is about. So at the end of the day, you are previewing the information. And then also the first and then the last paragraph too. Most of us normally do that. Okay, if you don't want to read the whole book, either you are skimming or scanning it, you read, pay attention to some of these things. You read the first and then the last. Okay, so the first and then the last paragraph, what is it talking about? So for that one, to the introduction and then the summary of the information, you read, you pay more attention to the introduction and the summary of the information. If the introduction is not able to tell you more about whatever the piece or the text is about, then the introduction will tell you, summarize the general information for you. So at the end of the day, you know what the book is about. And then the headings and then the subheadings, you must pay attention to them. Okay, you through that you get to know more about the book or the text. And then the first sentences or the topic sentences of the paragraph, and you also read all boldface items. Okay, if there are pictures or diagrams or any other illustration, include them in the preview. So when you are doing previews, at the end of the day, when you pay attention to all these things, reading all this information, and I ask you should be able to tell me something closer. If it is not the main idea, you should be able to tell me something closer to what the book or the article is about. If I take me, mostly I normally read the table of contents. Okay, so I go through the table of content and read the title, go through the table of contents, then I read the introduction and then the conclusion. I'll be able to tell you the purpose of the book, or what the book is about. And then the second step is what? It's making notes from what? A test. After previewing the information, the second test is what? To make notes from what? A test. So after you have gone through all of them, scanning, skimming it, you must what? Make notes from it. So you mark the important items. So maybe it will be a subtopic or a heading, some words and stuff. You cannot underline them. Mostly some of my books, when you take it, especially my old Bible like this. When you take the old Bible, just recently that I've stopped. When I'm reading and I come across something that I like, I will underline it. So for easy identification, you get it. So that is how it works. So here, mark important items as already said, or the key information. So you read the text carefully, mark, underline, or highlight all important points, okay, which include titles, headings, subheadings, definition, keywords, and what have you. And then the last step is what? Write down the key ideas through what? Summarizing it. So after you have be able to gather all this information, you write them down. Okay, you summarize or you paraphrase it. When you say you summarize it, you condense the information, or write it using what? Different what? Words. Okay, or just to make it what? Brief, simple, concise, and what? Brief. That is all about summarizing. But when you say you should what? Paraphrase it. Paraphrase is what? When you rewrite what? The information in your own words. Okay, that is all about paraphrasing it. And normally happens. You see, someone will say someone has stolen my ideas, but I know mostly when they are stealing your ideas, they don't use the words you use. They just use different words to just what? Paraphrase it. Paraphrase your ideas and make it their own. At the end of the day, you can't sue them because they are not using your words. They are using different words. But that is how it is. So now, but it's not good. As an academician, I won't advise you to what? It is some ideas you can, but you just what? Quote the cite the person, or maybe reference it. Okay, just have to reference it. That's why you need to what? We'll be learning about referencing and citation in our next video, but it is good to what? If you are copying from someone, it's good to what? Appreciate the person. Okay, it's good to appreciate the person. So that is what? That is it. Okay, that's why sometimes you read some book and say Kwame Nyame 2003. He has what? Acknowledge what? Kwame Nyame wrote that thing. So they quote it. You get it from maybe his book or his article, whatever, and then they will give their view on whatever Kwame Nyame said. So that is it. And then so build upon the ideas. Now, so there are 3 stages here. How to build upon what? The ideas. 1. Remember that academic writing involves the use of what? Multiple sources. So make room for building your notes. So that is how it is. So academic writing involves the use of what? Multiple sources. Okay, we don't use one source. Okay, different sources. So it is always good to make room for building upon your notes. So you have to build upon it. And also, secondly, the second stage is you have to revert to your notes and review and revise them based on what your extended reading. So you must also revise them. You must what review it. You must always get back to your notes, review, revise it. And then the last stage is what? Extend your notes with new examples, illustrations, and then related what? Ideas. You must go beyond your slides. Most of you fail your exams because you don't do extensive reading. And I keep on saying this. Do extensive reading. Read beyond your slides. Some of you don't even buy books. And how do you expect the lecturers to pass you? Because you always write whatever that is in the slides for them. Read beyond your slides. You get it? Read beyond your slides. Get some books. If you don't have money to buy books, there are some free PDFs on I think I even gave you some website at www.pdfdrive.com. You go there, there are thousands, millions of books there that you can read, download. You can have sociology, political science, information studies, critical thinking, what have you. They are all there. You can just access them and then make them your just what read from them to add more to whatever you know. At least at the end of the day, to make the lecturers know that yes, you know whatever you are writing, you are on top of your game. So just do that. And then also making notes. So important things to consider whenever you are making notes. These are: remember to record the source information, which is what? The author, the book title, the year and place of what? Publication, the name of publisher, pages where the information is taken from, website, address of online information. So whenever you are doing just what? Acknowledge the person. You have to what? Reference it. I'm talking about, this is talking about referencing. You need to reference it. Reference your information. And secondly, when you have to use verbatim information from the source, remember to offset it in quotation marks and write down the page number. So whenever you're writing, I say we will do this thing, so I won't spend my time here. So you put it in quotes, okay? Yao Mensa 2002, then you quote it, okay? Yao Mensa, according to Yao Mensa, Ghana is the best country in Africa. So you quote it, and then you can give the page number, the name of the publisher, the pages where it can be found, and all those stuff. So if I want to find out, I can go and search for that information. So that is what one of the characteristics of what a good of an academic writing. Okay, sorry. And then the last one is, this also helps what? Track down your sources or information and avoid plagiarism. So that's what I've already said. It helps you to avoid what? Plagiarism. So when you quote the person or you cite the person, at the end of the day, it is going to what? Prevent you from what? This kind of problems. So that is just all. And be expecting more videos from me. I'll be uploading more videos. But once again, if you have not shared the video, kindly tap on the link and then share. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button to share it with your friends. Kindly share it with your friends, and then let's keep going together. I've already said that this exams I'm going to come up with what? More I'm going to focus more on the exams and the past questions. So I'll be highlighting the salient points. It's not everything. You see, I jumped session 1 and I'm doing session 2 with you. The same way I'm going to do. The session 1 is all about which is grammar, and I've already first semester, that's level 100, second semester, we did some of these things, adjectives, nouns, and what have you. So you can read it yourself, and I think it is also good. So God bless you for watching, and thank you. See you next time.